I'm Nick, one of the chairs of the Blues and Barbecue Planning Committee. Today, we're chatting with some of the Blues Committee members to get the scoop on what goes on behind the scenes. Right now, I'm joined by Erek Sittig, who helps organize beer. How you doing, Erek?
I'm doing great. How are you, Nick?
I'm doing really well. Let's start with how you got involved with Blues and Barbecue.
I think I asked, and it was something that I wanted to be involved in. I wanted to get more involved in the community, and it was an event that I really liked. And I asked how I could help, and I think you told me I could help by initially I was doing kids activities, which was not as great a fit as great a fit for me as the beer is, but it was enjoyable, and I had a good time, and I continued.
Yeah. You're a beer person. Tell me
I,
what it is about the beer that you like.
uh, well, I enjoy beer. I started to brew my own beer a number of years ago. That's not something I do a lot of anymore because there's so many good microbreweries around here. I can get good local stuff. But it's something that I'm very interested in. Is these four ingredients that are the base for this thing that comes out really good.
And at Blues, obviously we work with Iowa Craft Brewing Craft Beer Tent to do a lot of this. But you've talked with Steve and what is it about that selection that works really well for a summer festival? Do you think?
The Iowa Craft Beer Tent their trailers are so big they can have so many different beers. I think it works really well to have something anyone can drink. Basically, we've got really light things. We've got sours. We've got usually at least one or two really dark things, and pretty much anywhere in between. And usually we can find something for everyone, basically.
And are there things on there that are new to you when they show up on the trailer?
Always, always. Yeah, there was I want to say it was a gluten-free something last year that was really good. I was really surprised by it.
I would be surprised by good gluten-free beer too. I've
Yeah.
just are there any like that come off the top of your head besides that you have then sought out afterwards?
The one that sticks in my mind. Well, one of them is Summer Jam from Big Grove. That's something one of the first sours that I really had that I enjoyed. On a hot summer day, it's hard to beat. The other one that was really surprising for me was a peanut butter porter from Lake Time Brewery up in the Okoboji area, and that's something I have in my fridge right now. I think so. It's really good.
That's great. So let's talk a little bit about what your day and the planning to get to the festival looks like. Obviously, when do you start thinking about blues and barbecue in the year?
Oh, it's changed actually. It used to be earlier. I think the machine works pretty well now, and usually it's in the spring, maybe March, something like that, when we start
Yeah,
talking about things.
yeah. And so as we get closer to the festival, what does your role look like?
Mainly, we're just working with the craft beer tent to make sure that they're on track, knowing what they're going to be bringing, making sure we have space for what we want, trying to figure out how everything's going to be set up and how things are going to run. We've kind of moved things around, year to year to try different things, and see how things work the most smooth. But,
And so then the day of, right? Like, so Steve shows up with his trailers maybe like the day or two before and gets them all positioned. And what's your day look like rolling into that big Saturday?
the big Saturday. Well, it's changed a little bit just because we've had the pig and pint the night before the last couple of years, and so they're serving beer out of the small trailer, and that's usually all ready to go. The morning of, it's making sure that all the beers are getting tapped and making sure the volunteers are showing up and getting in the right places. I'm usually there fairly early, not as early as some, but by 7 or 8, pretty easily, making sure we've got tables and chairs and things out for people to sit on, making sure all the beer tickets are where they need to be. The aircraft beer tent takes care of the money, so we don't have to worry about that, which is really great. And they take care of of the beer, providing the beer. So we just kind of have to make sure it gets served.
And so that service goes late into the night. Not that late. We try to keep it reasonable, right?
Mm-hmm.
It really is. It seems the service, the beer pour jobs, always volunteer spots always go fast. That seems to be really popular. What do you think it is that's so attractive about that role?
I'm not sure. I mean, you see a lot of people, and I think that's what a lot of our volunteers enjoy is just seeing all the people come through and getting them what they want. And some of us enjoy helping people figure out what they want to drink. Um, but there are a lot of people who go through there, so I think that's probably the biggest draw.
Yeah. One of the big questions that we've had since time immemorial is why craft beer
Mhm.
and why not Bud Light?
That is always a question that we get, and sometimes those are a lot of people come up to the table, see that there's nothing like that, and they have to ask what they should drink. A lot of it is supporting local. We don't have a big, Anheuser-Busch brewery in town, so we want to make sure that we're supporting our local businesses. I think a lot of people drink Bud Light, and that's fine. I do that sometimes. But it's also introducing people to something that they haven't had before, and helping people branch out. Um,
And if somebody's looking for a Budweiser or a Bud Light, like we have enough variety
mhm.
to really find something that they'll probably like.
Yeah, there's always something there that they'll want, that they'll enjoy.
Do you have a favorite moment from Blues and Barbecue over the years?
That's I don't know if I can pick a favorite moment. I don't think I can.
Mine are always after everybody's left,
uh,
and I recall it might have even been last summer. One of the vendors brought over a box. It was literally a cardboard box of ribs, and you have one last beer from the trailer, and you
mhm.
slobber on some ribs. In the pre-pandemic world, that seems like a okay thing to do. I don't know that I'd go and do that right now, but
Yeah,
that's
right.
one of my favorite moments.
Yeah, I would say that surprisingly, the end of the night is one of my favorite times because it's you're tired but had a great day usually, and everyone's just coming together to pick stuff up. We get the beer trailers moved out of the tent usually, um, and kind of get things put away, and it's just kind of slowing down and maybe having one last beer and just having a good time.
Yeah. What do you think it makes Blues and Barbecue special?
What makes it special? Well, from a beer standpoint, this is one of the very few places in Eastern Iowa that you'll be able to find the Iowa Craft Beer Tent every year. Um, but really, anytime we have the number of people, basically, we have our crowd is basically pretty equal to the size of our city, and that's pretty special in itself, I think.
That's a really good
Um,
point.
yeah.
All right. Last question on our way out, Erek. Is there a song you'd like us to play next?
I would love to hear Plastic Hamburgers from Fantastic Negrito.
Excellent. Let's make it happen. Thanks
All
so much,
right.
Erek.
Thanks, Nick.